Sayid Mohamed Abdulle Hassan was born in 1856 during a fertile spring in which both people and livestock flourished. He was born at the Samadeko waterwell in what is today the Buhodle district. From early childhood, he was noted for a calmness and alertness that set him apart. At the age of 7, he began memorizing the Quran. By 11, he had completed it in full. At 19, he was recognized as a sheikh. From that moment, his life became a journey, both intellectual and spiritual. In pursuit of religious knowledge, he traveled widely to Harar, Mogadishu, Sudan, and finally to Mecca, before later returning to Berbera. Somali society was already home to established religious movements, yet Sayid Mohamed carried a different vision, more intense, more militant, and centered on resistance. As British and Italian colonial powers expanded deeper into Somali territory, accompanied by Christian missionaries involved in converting Somali children, Sayid Mohamed became fully alarmed. For him, this was not merely a political threat, it was a matter of faith. In response, he founded the Dervish Movement, calling for Somali unity and Islamic defense. By April 1899, he had mobilized approximately 3,000 fighters. Few months later, in 1899, Sayid Mohamed sent a letter to the British consul of the Somali coast. In it, he accused the British of religious oppression and issued a declaration that will echo through history. "Now choose," he said. "If you want war, we accept it. If you want peace, then pay compensation." From that day forward, Sayid Mohamed was labeled a rebel. Thus began a struggle that will last 20 years. Throughout this period, he fought against Britain, Italy, and Ethiopia. The Dervishes and British forces clashed in more than 41 battles. The Battle of Dulmadowe, fought east of Burao in August 1913, became historic. There, the British commander Richard Caulfield was killed. Sayid Mohamed commemorated the event in a long poem, one that remains a pillar of Somali literature. Between 1900 and 1904, the Dervish forces launched sustained attacks against British positions. At times, Britain relied on support from Italy and Ethiopia. On April 17, 1903, British forces lost 9 officers and 189 soldiers. This would lead to the Treaty of Illig on March 5, 1905. All 4 of Sayid Mohamed's demands were accepted: religious freedom, freedom of trade, territorial recognition, and the right to govern his people. But the struggle did not end. What followed were famine, psychological warfare, and aerial bombardment. After retreating to the coast, the British armed various clans, triggering internal conflict and a devastating famine. Finally, Britain changed its strategy. In 1920, British aircraft bombed Taleh, Jidali, and all major Dervish strongholds. The Dervish movement became the first African resistance force to be targeted by aerial bombardment. Sayid Mohamed moved south. On December 21, 1921, he died in the Shabelle River region of what is now the Somali regional state in modern-day Ethiopia. He is said to have died from malaria and fever that had severely affected the Dervish forces, but death did not end his idea. Today, Sayid Mohamed Abdulle Hassan is no longer seen through the colonial lens that labeled him the Mad Mullah. He is recognized as the father of Somali nationalism, a leader who united faith, poetry, and the pursuit of freedom. And when the story of Sayid Mohamed is told, it is not merely the story of a man who fought. It is the story of an awakened soul, one who guided a nation and whose voice still echoes through the history of Somalia.